All right, hey everybody, I'm Christine Morel with Starving Musicians Guide, and I'm here with Alex Charles. Hey Alex, how you
Hey,
doing?
what's up? Hey,
Thank
Christine.
you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you on here.
It's my pleasure.
So I wanted to invite you on here because I wanted to talk to you because there's so many different ways that people can become successful in music. There's so many ways that people can make money.
hmm
You are doing so much. You're doing a lot of different things, everything from
hmm
performing to writing and producing. You're composing for television. I mean, you're doing so much. So do you feel like there's lots of opportunities that people don't know about on how to make money in music? Do you feel like people kind of have their own thoughts?
Definitely. Yeah, I think there's sort of like a mainstream conception of music and the music industry that is kind of glamorized and made in a way that makes it feel like unattainable, or it just is so like kind of huge or whatever, where you can actually just have like there's so many different avenues, so many other avenues that people don't know about. And I definitely kind of stumbled my way into them myself, like from being just like a recording saxophonist, um, writing for TV, all the stuff you said. It's cool. I would say it's cool when you can find like that thing that makes you a little different.
Mhm.
Um, that isn't, and that's not necessarily going to be like, be the big pop star, be the giant producer, but
Well,
there's tons of, you go ahead.
yeah, and that's the thing though, right? I know I grew up thinking I
Yeah,
had to be famous. I had to
right,
have a huge social media following, all this stuff. I had to have a
right.
hit song or whatever. And people think, I got to do all this real big. And like you said, it
Yep.
discourages people. So they think, unless I'm this big star, I can't really make money. I mean, did you feel like that was kind of what you were
Oh,
believing yourself?
absolutely. Yeah, definitely have, felt like that before. But there's lots of different ways that you can actually, be an artist and make money without all those,
All that extra
crazy
stuff. Okay.
accolades or whatever.
Well, let's talk about what you've done because you've done some pretty awesome things. And I've known you for years now, from when you
Yeah,
first came and you performed, and I saw you, and you were just so incredible. And you all have always had such a great spirit, which of course is absolutely important. Being kind goes a long way, people. That alone, not
yeah,
not just that.
especially here.
Yeah, especially in LA, especially in
Yeah.
LA. So, I mean, you've done so much. I mean, when we started working together, you we got you involved in a lot of the cruise ships, and you visited some amazing countries and islands.
Yeah,
Let's talk about some of that you did. What was some of the cool places that you visited? And this was just performing,
right,
correct? You and your band, and you were
right.
playing. What did you get to do when you were
Well,
traveling? What
well,
was
first of all, I want to say that none of that would have been possible without you. And I really appreciate everything that you've done, and all the ways you've connected me has just been like huge part of my journey as a musician and artist. So just thank you first of all.
Thank you.
Really,
I appreciate that. Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. It was awesome. I was in LA and I was struggling really hard to just pay the bills and whatever. And I got a text from you saying, "Do you want to go on a cruise ship?" And I said, "Hell yeah!" And it was like the next day, and we put together a band. We put together like a really, I knew a lot of really great musicians who wanted to play more and get out, of LA and make good money. And it was very, very competitive, salary wise. And we went to just these incredible exotic destinations, like, islands around New Zealand, and just like the best Caribbean islands you can think of, like, Aruba. We went to South America. So there was just so many amazing destinations. And it was such a cool lifestyle because, you just basically wake up, get off the ship, go to some crazy town or experience a culture, and then go back on the ship and then sing at night. And that was your day to day. So it was really cool. I've done 9 ships at this point. Uh, some of them just for a week or like 3 days or 4 days. I'll just like hop on one. Last one I did was in October for 2 weeks on my birthday. So, and that was great. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been awesome.
they have the long contracts that people leave for 6 months, but they also have these short ones that people don't know about.
Right. Well, yeah.
Where you're only leaving for like a week or 2 weeks. So you're not disappearing from planet Earth. You're just it's like going on vacation.
Exactly.
And they cover all your, they cover all your expenses, right? Like all your, it's all your
everything.
food.
Yeah. The only thing you have to pay for are drinks, and that's like a tenth of the price like you would pay in like, in LA, for instance, or any major city.
Well, I did one through Bora Bora and Tahiti, and I got connected in there, and so we had our crew bar. So anybody that hasn't done anything like this, you had a crew bar that you get to go hang out, and the drinks were $1.50.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
They were really cheap, so people had a lot of fun.
They did.
A lot of fun at crew bar. Now, apart from performing, but I've talked to so many people with, that are looking at ways to pay the bills, and I specifically teach people how to perform for a living.
Right.
But they think, hey, if I'm performing for a living, that means I can't, do what I really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like write music, produce music, or I can't be an artist. But the funny thing is these people, to pay their bills, they're working at like Starbucks, or they're working somewhere else. And I've talked to so many people about an opportunity to make money performing. You're making a lot more money performing than you would working at like a Starbucks or a retail store.
Mm-hmm.
And on your time off, you get to pursue your other goals if you have any, if you have, or if you have a family or whatever it is. But if you are wanting to be an original artist, you're really unique in that you've done a lot with this. I mean, I know that you just got one of your songs has been playing on TMZ, so you're getting paid. You make one song and it's playing over and over and over again on TMZ. I mean, you've produced and written music for Ellen DeGeneres, who I absolutely love. That is just so cool that you even have music on there. And you've been doing stuff for Cat DeLuna. I mean, you've been doing so many stuff, and you even played with Camila Cabello on the American Music Awards. So do you feel like, you gigging and performing allowed you a little bit of freedom, because you're making money, and of course you're having fun too. So you're helping pay the bills, but then you're also still able to focus on your other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really nice to have that variety. I personally just really like that. I don't like just doing like one thing. So, gigging on the weekends, having sessions during the week is kind of an ideal life for me. I do a little teaching as well. So it's just like a really nice blend of different things. But yeah, the composing stuff is awesome. I've been working for Warner Brothers Television for 2.5 years. So, and that's where those placements have come from. And that entails just like producing, writing tracks, and doing full songs. So that, I think the kind of cruise ship and also the Warner Brothers thing is it's a cool, different way to be an artist than is obvious, and a good way to sustain yourself that way as well. So
yeah, absolutely. You're diversifying all the ways that you're making money.
Yeah.
By not only performing, but you're still writing and producing.
Yeah.
You're working on your own project. I know you've released your own music.
Yes.
So you can shout that out right now if you want.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's I just put out a new EP. It's called Say You Will, and my name is Alex Charles, and I just did a listening party last night, actually.
I know, I missed. I wish I could have viewed it. I'm out of town, but yeah, that's just amazing. Yeah, and then plus, one thing I would like to add too is all the performing that you've done. I know, and you've played with multiple bands. You've played with me. You play with a lot of different things. One, you don't have to just be in one band. You can play in lots of bands and really, really diversifying that. But how has you gigging also helped you as a performer for your own stuff? I mean, has it helped you being more comfortable on stage, being more interactive?
Yeah, it's all, I mean, it all adds up. You're just playing different gigs in front of different people, and just working on your craft, like singing for like hours. Like my vocals have never been stronger, and so that translates so well into the artist stuff and recording and performing my own stuff. So yeah, it's you're just strengthening your skill set And being around people is always helpful. Learning how to connect to an audience, knowing how to interact with an audience, all of that translates really well from gigging, to make money, to doing my own stuff, which still waiting on the big checks, but they're coming. Yeah.
And networking opportunities and all that.
That too, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I do want to talk to you about, so many people, I ask them, what is holding you back from being successful in music? What is, and so I want to talk about some of these myths that people believe, and they have convinced themselves, like we're talking about, like, I have to be famous to, be successful in music or to make any money. Right. So I want to talk to you. One of the big ones is college. So, I didn't go to college. I, made great amounts of money, and I've traveled. I've gotten all these amazing experiences. Sure. Now, you went to college. So I want to talk to you about this, because a lot of people think, hey, if they didn't go to college, they actually are at a disadvantage, or they feel like, hey, someone that went to college is going to get the gig before me. Now, you and I have talked about this, but what did you feel like? Now, there's benefits, of course, to going, and it doesn't hurt. What did you feel you didn't get from college? Or what do you feel like? I guess let's compare, what you got from college, but what you felt like you didn't get from it. Do you feel like people have to go for them to be successful?
No, not at all. I don't feel like people have to go. It did work for me. I did enjoy my time at Berklee School of Music. It was a great time, and I met a lot of amazing
players. Berklee is known all over the world, so
yeah. So I would definitely recommend it. I did enjoy it, but I don't think it's necessary at all to be successful. Not at all. At the end of the day, it's not. No one cares if you have a diploma from whatever music school. It's how you play and what you sound like, and so.
I'm curious, when you went into audition, you played with Camila Cabello at the American Music Awards. Mm-hmm. Do they ask you if you have a degree? Is that even?
No.
They don't care. They're just like, can you play? Because if you can't play, we don't care if you have a degree.
Yeah, it was like a relationship like you and I have, where it's just someone needed. They're in charge of casting it. And getting the musicians, and hey, I have a birthday. I can't make it to your birthday, but I have a birthday present for you. Do you want to play at the the Latin AMA? So I was like, oh yeah,
sure.
It was literally just it was literally a text. No, I wasn't. I didn't send in my diploma or anything.
Yeah. Well, it's not like a normal job. People, I remember my mom was like, sweetie, you should do this because you could add it to your resume. And I'm like, Mom, I don't have a resume. I don't send things out. They don't really exist in music. You're either good or you're not. You either get the gig or not.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, it's good to know. You do feel like you became better as a performer by going to college. You did have these opportunities to perform. Definitely. Do you feel like you had to go to college to get that? Or do you feel like you could have gotten others?
Not at all. No, I don't feel like you have to go to college to network. No. I mean, just being in a city like LA, it's just, you meet people all the time. And I don't think there's no discrimination as far as whether you have a degree or not. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Really well, and I was talking about now with YouTube, all of the things that you
learn, I mean, that was a huge part of my education and continues to be. For sure. Like producing, I was always just looking up, I would say you have to go faster than what they teach you, at school. You have to go above and beyond, because it's like you said, just having a degree is not enough to be successful in music. You have to just have that extra, you have to go above and beyond, what school will teach you. So. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's YouTube, that's networking and, just practicing. So.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's great. So I do want to cover a few other, thoughts with you now. You've gotten some really cool placements, having music on Ellen DeGeneres, having music on TMZ. That's just cool. I feel like that's just cool bragging rights. I got music on TMZ. Yeah. To do that, are you signed? Do you have a record deal? Do you have anything like that?
None of that. No. And it's cool because I can work with, you know, as whoever I want, you know, and I can like kind of, a lot of times when you get signs, it's harder to work with people because you have to, like, for instance, if you get a publishing deal, then you have to like run what you're doing by your publishing company, you know, make sure they okay it and whatnot. And that can make it so you miss out on opportunities. And for me, it's been cool not being exclusive with any of these companies, because then I can work with all of them and just stack up these placements, you know.
And you've done this through networking on your own, which has been going to, I mean, I know you go to lots of like jam sessions, you're performing all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm going to one tonight, I'm going to one tomorrow. So yeah,
and these jam sessions, if people have never heard about these, please explain what these are, how people can, you know, find them. Like, what do you expect at a jam set? Is there someone in a garage, or are you at like a club? I mean, what are these?
It can be all of the above. I mean, some of the most magical, you know, jam sessions I've been to have been like in people's living rooms, and we've been there, you know, we've done those together for sure, as well as the ones that have a big stage, like the one I'm doing tonight is at the Federal, and that has like a big stage, a big sound system, and typically attracts like some of the best in the industry, best musicians. And so, you know, it can be any of those things. It doesn't have to be, you know, so intimidating. It's essentially, you know, there's usually like a show, and then afterwards, after the show, someone signs up people to go up and perform. And it's a wonderful thing, especially if you're interested in going to Los Angeles. You know, it's just, it's full of jams. There's tons and tons of places you can go and perform and meet people and do music.
Do you just bring, you know, when you go, you're a saxophone player, and you know, you do a lot of different things, but do you ever just bring your sax and show up and you're like, I'm going to jump on stage here and I'm going to...
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really fun because, well, it's cool. Like if you're a singer, you know, we're both singers, and like everyone's a singer, so it's like, there's a lot of waiting. But if you're like a saxophone player and you're good, you can they'll just keep you up there. Like they'll just be like, don't leave, we want you to stay. Like,
yeah. And at that point, you have these people that, you know, not only are watching you, but also these musicians. And I'll add that I've sat in, you know, with people in all over the world. I've sat in sometimes if there's like 10 people in the room, you know, at a local bar, I'll sit in live music, you know, that's considered a jam session. But they have like these big ones like you're talking about at like the Federal in LA, and they have big ones in especially a lot of big cities. But not only are you know, people seeing you, but you're networking, and there's these musicians that are like about to go on tour with Beyonce or about to be on tour with, and they may need a saxophone player. They may need, you know, whatever it is that you have to offer. And they can ask you, hey, would you like to jump on this tour, you know, with us, or come to this gig? So yeah, jam sessions.
It's definitely crazy. Like I did, sorry to interrupt, like I did a small, like a super small show. It sounds like it's prestigious, but it's not. Well, I mean, it's the Viper Room. But we were in like the small room, right? Like there was like, I don't know, like 10 people there. And then just the other day I was at a bar in North Hollywood, and this guy was like, oh, I saw you in the Viper Room a year ago. And I was like, really? Like, so you just never know. Even doing a small thing, you could reach somebody, you could connect with someone and make an impact on their life.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to cover a couple more with you because I'm really liking everything that you have to say. And
yeah, you warmed me up. Yeah, now I'm
you're like
myself. Typical, yeah.
Now, a lot of people get really intimidated because, you know, I'm a pianist, and I started playing piano when I was really young. You're an exceptional, you know, saxophone player, but you know, I've worked with people who, you know, play the piano decently enough to accompany themselves,
right?
Sing decently enough, but they work really hard, you know, they book gigs and that sort of thing. So many people think they have to be like the most talented person on the planet. Like they have to be a classical pianist, they have to be like Beethoven status. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like people, you know, what level of talent do you think that they need to be at to be able to just to book gigs, you know, to be able to make money and get paid? I mean, what do you think is...
Yeah, you definitely don't have to be a virtuoso. You know, you don't have to like be able to do some crazy classical stuff or crazy jazz stuff, especially on sax. You know, there's not, people aren't really hiring that often for straight ahead jazz. Like, you know, you don't have to be Charlie Parker to play in an R&B band and you know, sound awesome and move people and get people dancing.
More important than
right.
That. I mean, obviously you have to be good enough to play. You can't like you got to be, if you're a singer or whatever, you have to be able to hold your own. But what do you think has gotten you? I mean, you are a great singer, but there's a million great singers out there that aren't doing as well as you are. What has separated you from them? Why are you getting paid, and why are some of them still trying to figure it out?
Yeah, I think you know, equally to the talent is people's skills. You know, connecting with people, being kind. That just goes a long way. Being honest, and being considerate, and then being confident. All those things really are just as important. But I feel, you know, for me as a vocalist, also just trying to be, you know, I think being yourself and like being different is okay, you know, and having like your own sound. It's like, if you stay true to that, like, it's really great, because then when you do get recognized, you get to be like, that's like, I didn't change, like, that's me. Like, you know, when I heard my voice on the radio for the first time, it was like, I've been told my whole life, oh, your singing is like too this and that, or unique, or like too, but then, you know, it's, if you stick with it, then you hear yourself on the radio and you're like, oh, I guess I was okay after all.
Well, I mean, I do have to add, the first time I heard you sing, I was not expecting what came out of your mouth. I was like, here's this white boy, he's gonna have something cute. No, you came and you were like soulful, and you were like doing these crazy runs, and I was like, what is this guy like? I was really, really impressed, because it just was so cool. And I think sometimes people are like, they don't think that they fit, you know. I know for me, like, I have a really low voice, and I remember growing up and them being like, why is your voice so low? Like, most women singing up here. And I remember thinking, I was really self-conscious about it. You know, it didn't really match with, you know, what people were saying. And I think you're the same way. You don't match. You come out, but you own it. You own it. And how much do people love it when you're like in your element?
It's like one of the biggest highs I have in my life. Yeah. So for sure.
People, giving them something that they don't.
Yeah. Well, you know, for me, it's just you know, I think soul comes from like this feeling in your stomach. Like, and for me, it happens a lot when I hit, like, you know, I sing a hard note, like a high note, or something that's just, there's like that edge, and like you kind of feel a connection with people when you do that. And that's why I sing the style I do.
Your stage, like, you're being really humble right now, but when you're on stage, you're very confident, and you're very like, people see you. They very much see the moment you open your mouth. People are singing, and you're, like you said, being your truest self, being authentic to yourself. I mean, people notice it. They notice it when you're not being true to you.
Right. Yeah.
The last thing I do want to talk about is, you know, you've done so much, again, over so many different platforms, all of them music related, you know, TV licensing to performing to producing, writing, releasing your own EP. How important do you think it is to have a plan, like to look at this like a business? Because I will say that I've met so many people that are like, you know, I'm just going to throw stuff out there on YouTube. I'm just going to throw stuff out there on Instagram. And people are kind of waiting for someone to discover them. They're waiting for someone to reach out to them and be like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to make all your dreams come true. You know, like, does that happen? Or do you have to plan and strategize?
You know, they say like about luck, it's true, you do make your own luck, you know, because you just need to, yes, somebody may reach out to you like that, but you need to create enough opportunities as possible for someone to do that. So just waiting around is going to make you, it's not going to make you feel good either. You have to have the discipline to, like, you know, hey, you know what, this is my life. This is a serious job, just like any other job, that I need to practice for, that I need to, like, reach out to people, you know, and so you need to give it that attention that it deserves. But just waiting around for whatever to come is just not
Well,
gonna.
and on the same note, we were also talking about, if you're out there and you're doing it, you're pushing yourself, you're doing everything that you think you should be doing, and you're not getting the results that you want. How
Mhm.
important is it to not get disappointed? Or, I mean, what have you done to keep yourself going? I mean, what's the most
Yeah.
important thing about that?
For me, it's just even, kind of like I was saying with the gigs. I'll just go out. I need to sing. Even if it's singing at a karaoke bar, like I'll go to this karaoke bar and I try out songs. So for me personally, there's that for sure. Like if I don't sing, I'm depressed, right? So just getting yourself out of the house and just doing what you love and not letting circumstances kind of discourage you, and kind of always knowing that something that happened like 2 years ago that you worked on that you didn't think was going to go anywhere or do anything may very well make a 180, and then all of a sudden, wow, oh yeah, that thing I did in this person's like basement or this whatever the studio apartment in Koreatown is now like on the radio, and it's like didn't see that coming. Oh wow, like you just never know. So
Yeah, and you're getting paid for something you did a long time ago on these seeds that you planted.
yeah,
And
that's
then,
how it is. Yeah, it's
you're
totally like
planting a lot of seeds, and you're watering and you're watering, and you're going to see what ends
yeah,
up
and the
growing.
super bloom like we have here in LA right now.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like
Yeah.
bam, and then everything that you've worked for, everything that you've been investing in your whole life, all your dreams, all the
Hmm.
blood, sweat, and tears in this industry can all suddenly come together and start making sense and start producing fruit. And
Absolutely. Yeah, but there is going to be struggle, and there are going to be those voices of doubt in anyone. We've all been through that, and it's part of the journey. So,
absolutely,
but
absolutely.
it's just important to stay optimistic and positive. Yes.
Keep going.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
My pleasure.
Alex. Everyone, check him out. Alex Charles, his EP. What is your name of your EP again?
Say You Will.
Say You Will. He's such a good example of someone who's done so many things. So make sure to look him up. You can follow him on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to shout those out for people.
Yeah, any Alex Charles music. You can find me on most social media there. So thanks.
You can see
Thanks
all
so
the
much
cool
for
stuff.
having me, Christine.
Oh yeah, no,
You're
absolutely.
awesome. You're the
Find him
best.
on there. Check out all the cool stuff he's doing. I just love following your journey. Every time I catch up with you, you're like, oh, by the way, I'm on like Ellen DeGeneres now. And I'm like, what? That's huge. You're doing so many cool things. So I love, just like we talked about, you got to keep going and you keep
Right.
doing it. Once you accomplish one thing, that's not it. You got to
Right.
keep, you have to keep going. And it's exciting because one thing will lead to another and another. And so
Yeah.
you're a great example of that. So
Thank you.
thank you
You
so much.
too.
And thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. Hey, we're both rocking it. We're both rocking it. So we're still going. And then everyone that's watching this video, if they would like to learn how to book a show, I do offer free training, how to book a gig, a paid gig within 7 days. Check the link and I'll send you a free video. If you're watching this on email, you can email me back and ask for the video, or just click on the link that I have in here and you can get some free training. If you want to find Alex on any of his social media, like he mentioned, you can even ask him for advice too. He's such a great, every time that I work with him, I just love his giving spirit, I think doing music for a long time, sometimes you can get a little discouraged. I mean, so many older musicians that are really cynical.
Mm-hmm.
This for a long time and they feel like they should have had a certain amount of success, but like we mentioned earlier, being kind, being genuine, treating each other with respect and everything, it goes a long way on how successful you can be in this industry, and people want to continue working with you. I want to continue working with you. So
yeah, likewise.
So, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and good luck with all the projects that you're working on. And thank you so much for giving your time for all the people that are watching. I'm sure we inspired a lot of people.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. Thanks, Alex.